City, excuse me, the Sioux City Canaries. He comes from the American Association, played 2 seasons with the Sioux City Canaries. This year was currently hitting .229 with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs for the Canaries. He's starting today out in left field for your Washington Wild Things. So we'll see the new Wild Thing Grayson out there tonight. But those signings, no more Brian Harr, no more Nick Ferdinand, as both retired. But you do have the signings of Ashton Parrott and Chris Grayson. So those two will look to make an impact for your Washington Wild Things. Going to take another break here on the MSA Sports Network's pregame show. But when we come back, we're going to take a look at your 2016 Washington Wild Things All-Stars. Keep it right here for more coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, getting you ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. The 1 and 2 teams here in the Frontier League East Division standings battle here at Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois. On the field, the Joliet Slammers All-Stars are being honored, but your Wild Things had 4 players named to the All-Star game, including 1 starter. As right fielder Dave Popkins was named an All-Star. He will be starting right field for the All-Star team. Also named to the All-Star squad this season, relief pitcher Zach Groats has an 0-2 record, a 1.63 ERA, and 7 saves for your Flores. Batting 5th, DH Joe Staley. Hitting 6th and right, Rock Shoulders. Batting 7th and 3rd, Jake Gronsky. Hitting 8th and catching, Casey Fletcher. And batting 9th in left, Phil Bates. Spencer Medic on the mound for your Joliet Slammers. Going to send it down to the field now for the national anthem here at Silver Cross Field. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball on the MSA Sports Network.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School, lead don't follow.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series between Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Wild Things in second place in the Frontier League East, Joliet in first. The Slammers will line up like this defensively in the outfield left to right. Phil Bates, Charlie White, and Rock Shoulders. Left side of the infield held down by Jake Gronsky and Alfredo Rodriguez. Right side by Carter Bell and Mark Flores. And behind the plate is Casey Fletcher. Catching today's starter, Spencer Medic. Medic comes into this one with a record of 5-0, a 4.11 ERA on the season. Medic is making, is making start number 9 on the season. Has thrown 50 in a third inning, giving up 24 runs, 23 earned on 56 hits, 27 strikeouts, and 22 walks on the season. The lineup he'll face for your Washington Wild Things looks like this. They'll lead off with center fielder Andrew Heck. Batting second at third base, Ricky Rodriguez. Hitting third and playing in left field, Chris Grayson. Batting in right field, Dave Popkins. Hitting fifth, the designated hitter, Jimmy Yezzo. Batting sixth, goes to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Wild Things in second place, Slammers in first. So the Wild Things 4 games back from the Joliet Slammers. Medic has his sign, he's set, and the 2-0. And Grayson takes this one low for a ball, and the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes to Chris Grayson in his first Wild Things at bat. Grayson wearing number 3 for your Washington Wild Things. Medic has his sign, checks first, and the 3-0. And that one's a called strike. That one's up at the letters. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3 back and a 2-0-4 as Trevor Foss on the mound. With Foss on the mound, you might not even need that bullpen. So Parrott might get a night off. Foss has his sign, the 0-1. And this ball popped up. Shallow right field. Out goes Justin Fox. He'll call for it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Joliet Slammers here in inning number 1. And after 1 inning of play, the score, your Washington Wild Things 3 and the Joliet Slammers nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the top of the second, and the score, your Washington Wild Things 3, Slammers 9. They usually have the batting gloves, but Fox opts to go barehanded at the plate. Medic looking in, has his sign, he's set, checks Pollock at second, here's the 1-1. And Fox towards short. It's handled over there by Alfredo Rodriguez, throwing to first, is in time for out number 1. Meanwhile, Kyle Pollock moving up to third on the ground out. So not exactly what Justin Fox wanted, but it will be enough to get the job done and move Pollock up to third. That'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock on the year hitting .201, 1 home run, and 7 RBIs. 1 out here in the top of the second. Wild Things lead 3-0 over the Joliet Slammers. At infield comes in here with 1 away, trying to prevent Pollock from scoring. Medic has his sign, the pitch, and Wobrock grounds this one foul off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count on Wobrock, the everyday shortstop for your Washington Wild Things. And with the retirement of Brian Haar, the Wild Things only have 1 reserve infielder, and that's Grant Fink on the roster. Everyone else has to start day in and day out. Medic has his sign. Here's the 0-1. And this one grounded down the left field line and a fair ball. Pollock will score. Austin Wobrock an RBI single. And your Wild Things take a 4-0 lead over the Slammers here in the top of inning number 2. It's Wobrock's 8th RBI of the year. And your Wild Things jumping on Medic early as it's 4-0 here in the top of the second. And Andrew Heck coming to the plate. Heck 1 for 1 today so far with a single. In that game on Sunday against the Florence Freedom, Heck would end up going 2 for 3 with double, single, flyout, and a walk. The pitch, and Heck pops this one up. Shallow center. Out goes Carter Bell. He's calling people off, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 away here in the second inning. A run in on the Andrew Heck, or the Austin Wobrock RBI single, and your Wild Things lead 4-0, as coming to the plate is Ricky Rodriguez. Rodriguez so far in this one 0 for 1 as he flew out his first time. In Sunday's game, Rodriguez, the hero, 1 for 4 with the 3-run home run. Medic has his sign, checks first, here's the pitch. And Rodriguez pops this one up down the right field line, hooking into the seats and foul, and the count goes to 0-1 on the Wild Things third baseman. No balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Wild Things lead 4-0 over the Joliet Slammers as Austin Wolbrock on first after his RBI single. Medic looking in, has his sign, he's set, checks first, and the 0-1. And Rodriguez pops this pitch up, foul territory to the right. Fletcher and Flores giving chase. Flores will call him off and make the catch. That is out number 3. Another run comes in the inning for the Wild Things on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on. And after 1.5, the score, your Washington Wild Things 4 and the Joliet Slammers nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the bottom of the second, and the score, your Washington Wild Things 4 and the Joliet Slammers nothing. Trevor Foss retired the Slammers 1-2-3 in the bottom of inning number 1 as you got Charlie White to pop out. Then he got Alfredo Rodriguez to ground out and Carter Bell to pop out to end the inning. Due up here in the second, Mark Flores, Joe Staley, and Rock Shoulders 4, 5, and 6 against Trevor Foss. Foss, a bounce-back start his last time out, got his 6th complete game of the season as he pitched 7 innings against the Gateway Grizzlies. It was a game 1 of a doubleheader, so 7 complete innings, gave up just 1 run in that contest. It was earned while striking out 2. So not very high strikeout numbers for Trevor Foss, but it was a bounce-back start as he had a rough start against Traverse City where he only went 5 innings and gave up 4 runs. Bouncing back last time out against Gateway, and so far so good here against Joliet as Mark Flores makes his way to the plate for the Joliet Slammers. Flores, the starting first baseman in this year's 2016 All-Star game. The All-Star game will be played in Florence, Kentucky on Wednesday, July 13th. The All-Star break coming up July 11th through the 14th for your Washington Wild Things. Flores making his way to the plate. On the year, Flores hitting .298 with 9 home runs and 41 RBIs. Nobody out, bottom of the second, 4-0 your Washington Wild Things lead. Foss has his sign, here's the pitch. And this one lined into left field, coming on is Grayson, but he's not going to make the catch as it'll fall in front of him for a base hit. The first hit on the day for the Joliet Slammers as Flores reaches to lead off the bottom of the second. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Joe Staley. Staley on the year is currently hitting .221, 7 home runs, and 18 RBIs. That one hit sharply by Mark Flores and landed just in front of Grayson out there in left field for the Wild Things. So there's a runner at first, nobody out, bottom of the second. Trevor Foss looking in to catcher Kyle Pollock. Foss has his sign, he's set, and the first pitch coming to Staley. And he takes it for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Staley, the everyday catcher for the Joliet Slammers, getting a start at designated hitter tonight. A night off behind the plate as Casey Fletcher catches to get tonight's game. Foss set. Here's the 0-1. And that one's outside for a ball. Count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count on Joe Staley. Staley, with his 7 home runs, is second on the team behind Mark Flores. Foss looks in, has his sign, he's set, and the 1-1 pitch. And that one's outside for a ball. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count on Joe Staley. Trevor Foss, an all-star for your Washington Wild Things. Been having a great season. Is tied for the league lead in wins and 3rd in the league in ERA. He has his sign, he's set, the 2-1, And this one grounded towards first. Uxall will handle it to second for one, on to first, and in time for the double play. 3-6-1, and there are 2 outs now in inning number 2. Just what Foss needed after that single to lead off the inning, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Rock Shoulders. Shoulders currently hitting 120, no home runs, and 4 RBIs. Shoulders activated off the suspended list about a week ago for the Joliet Slammers. Did not play for Joliet on the last homestand when the Wild Things saw the Slammers. Foss said, here's the pitch. And Shoulders takes this one inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count on Rock Shoulders out there in right field today for the Joliet Slammers. Foss has his sign, the 1-0. And that one's up and out for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Wild Things lead 4-0 over the Joliet Slammers right now. As Foss looking into Kyle Pollock. Foss has his sign. He's set. Here's the 2-0. And Shoulders a big swing and a miss there. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count on Rock Shoulders. Shoulders played for the Round Rock Express a year ago, now on this Joliet Slammers team. Foss has his sign, the 2-1, and that one's low as well. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 the count on Rock Shoulders here from Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois. Wild Things lead 4-0 over the Joliet Slammers. Foss has his sign, the 3-1, and that one's high ball 4. The first walk of the day for Trevor Foss. And it gives the Joliet Slammers a 2-out base runner here in the bottom of the second. And it'll bring up the third baseman, Jake Gronsky. Gronsky on the year hitting .227 with 4 home runs and 25 RBIs. His 25 RBIs are currently 3rd on the team behind Mark Flores, who has 41, and Carter Bell, who has 43. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 4-0 your Wild Things lead. Trevor Foss has his sign. He's set, checks first. Here's the pitch. And Gronsky takes high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count on Jake Gronsky. The third baseman for the Joliet Slammers, Kyle Pollock, now going out to talk to Trevor Foss. As we said with the win on Sunday, your Wild up to second place. Currently 4 games behind these Joliet Slammers. So this series is a chance for them to make some headway towards that first place position. They can't overtake the Joliet Slammers, but they can certainly make some ground in this Frontier League East Division. Trevor Foss has his sign. He's set. Here's the 1-0. And this ball hit towards center field. Wobrock giving chase, and he's not going to get it. It's a base hit. Rock Shoulders will stop at second, and now there's runners at first and second here with 2 men away. The 2 outs coming via the 3-6-1 double play after the leadoff single from Mark Flores. That'll bring up the catcher, Casey Fletcher. Fletcher hitting .226, no home runs, and 6 RBIs for the Joliet Slammers. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Wild Things lead 4-0 over the Slammers here from Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois. It's the Wild Things' final trip out here to Joliet this season. Joliet still has 1 more trip into Washington on the year. Foss has his sign. He's set. Checks second. Here's the pitch. And Fletcher takes this one outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Foss falling behind here in the second inning. In that first inning, we saw him working very quickly and attacking the strike zone. But so far, second, it's been a little wild on his control. We'll see if he can settle things down and get back the way he normally does. He sets this one down, but it'll roll foul. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on Grayson. Grayson has some speed, as he has had 5 stolen bases this year, caught twice, and in his career for the Sioux City Canaries, had 11 stolen bases and was caught 5 times. So there is some speed there from Grayson. Tried to use it there, but unfortunately, the ball went foul. No balls and a strike. Nobody out top of the third. Medic has his sign. He's set. Here's the pitch. And Grayson, bat flies out of his hands as he grounds this one to first base. Flores will take it to the bag himself for out number 1. The bat flew out of Grayson's hands and flew into the Joliet dugout as some players had to duck over there. Luckily, no one hurt as the bat flew out of Grayson's hand. That's 1. That'll bring up the right fielder, Dave Popkins. Popkins 1 for 1 his last time up. On Sunday, he was 0 for 3, struck out twice, and hit into a fielder's choice in that contest. One out here in the top of the third, runner at first, and the Wild Things lead 4-0 over the Joliet Slammers. Medic has his sign, checks first, and the pitch. And Yezo, ground ball towards first, but this one will roll foul, and the count goes to 0-1. On the bases for your Wild Things, coaching at first is hitting coach Mike Marshall, and over at third is the manager, Greg Langben. No balls and a strike here on Jimmy Yezo. One out, top of the third. Wild Things lead 4-0. Medic has his sign, he's set, and the 0-1. And Yezo takes this one outside. Count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wild Things have made Medic work through these first 2 innings. Still no action in the Joliet bullpen as it's quiet for now. Through 3 innings, he's given up 4 runs with 2 men out before Philip Bates came in and flew out to end the inning. Due up for the Slammers here in the third, Charlie White, Alfredo Rodriguez, and
the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
we're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the top of the 4th, and the score, your Washington Wild Things 4 and the Joliet Slammers nothing. Last inning, your Wild Things would threaten but would not get on the board as Chris Grayson grounded out to start things. Then Dave Popkins walked, Jimmy Yezo flew out, Logan Uxa singled, and Kyle Pollock hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice to end the inning. Up for the Wild Things here in the 4th, Justin Fox, Austin Wolbrock, and Andrew Heck. 8, 9, and 1 facing Spencer Medic. Medic so far, not a very good outing for him. He's getting up 4 runs in 3 innings of work. The last time he faced the Washington Wild Things back on May the 17th, he had a very good outing in that one, going 5 1/3, giving up just 1 run. It was earned on 4 hits, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts in a win. That would make his record 1-1 at that point. His career versus the Washington Wild Things, he has 2 starts. He's 1-0 with a 4.09 ERA. Justin Fox making his way to lead things off for your Wild Things. Here in the top of inning number 4, Wild Things scored runs in the first and second, looking to add on here in the 4th inning. From Silver Cross Field, Joliet, Illinois, top of the 4th, and your Wild Things lead 4-0. Medic has his sign. Here's the pitch. And Fox takes this one on the inside corner for a strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on the Wild Things second baseman. Thrusted into that role after the retirement of Brian Haar. Medic set the 0-1. And a swing and a miss by Fox. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Justin Fox, a 118 average coming into this one, as he'll look to get his offense up now that he has a chance to play every day. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Medic. And that one's inside for a ball. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fox wisely laying off there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Medic looks in, has his sign, he's set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And this one swung on and fouled away. Fox just getting a piece of that one to stay alive and keep the count 1-2. Justin Fox probably has the best beard on this team. The only one with a real beard. Medic looks in, has his sign, the 0-1. Pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. 2 straight hits here to start the bottom of the 4th. Has Joliet in business with runners at first and second and nobody out. Foss has his sign. He's set. Checks second. And the 0-1. And swung on a miss there by Rock Shoulders, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. A big swing there by Shoulders, trying to get his team back within a run, as Shoulders does not yet have a home run for the Joliet Slammers. Looking for his first there, but he missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Foss has his sign. He's set. Checks second in the 0-2. And this ball popped up foul off to the left and back behind the stand, so the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Here on Rock Shoulders, the right fielder for the Joliet Slammers. Facing Trevor Foss, the right-handed pitcher. Shoulders, left-handed batter. Foss looking in, has his sign, he's set. That was stranded at second base, part of the stranded bases loaded for the Joliet Slammers. 3 straight hits here in the fourth have brought in a run in the inning with nobody out, and Wild Things lead 4-1. Foss checks second, here's the pitch, and that one's in there for no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on Jake Gronsky. Foss has been attacking the strike zone this inning, but just hasn't had much luck as all his pitches are fouls. The ground ball on the right side, 2 ground balls to that right side actually, and then that line drive that fell into shallow center field. Foss checks second. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss by Gronsky, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Nice curveball there from Foss. Only 1 strikeout on the day. Has 46 strikeouts on the year in 66 innings of work for these Washington Wild Things. So strikeout numbers, especially in the last couple starts, have been down for Trevor Foss. Looking to pick those back up here in this one. Foss has his sign. He's set. And the 0-2 pitch. And this one grounded towards short. Wobrock's not going to get it. It's into center field. Another run being waved home. Here comes Heck's throw. And again, it's cut off, and it'll roll to the backstop. So runners will be at second and third now. Another single. 4 straight singles for the Joliet Slammers. A throwing error from Andrew Heck out in center field allows the runners to move up to second and third with nobody out. Tying run standing on second base. As there are runners at second and third, nobody out, and that brings Casey Fletcher to the plate. Manager Greg Langbang going out there to talk to Trevor Foss. And Foss here in the 4th inning gives up 4 straight hits to start the inning. As a 4-4 score between your Wild Things and the Slammers. Foss has his sign. He's set. And the 0-1 pitch. And Bates to right field. Popkins going back a couple of steps, and he'll camp under it and make the catch for out number 2. 2 men away here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Alfredo Rodriguez. Rodriguez so far 0 for 2, ground down 4th to tie the game at 4. So 4-4 the score going into the top of the 5th. And if you haven't heard, country artist Chris Young will be in concert at Consol Energy Park on August the 25th. Tickets are available for that concert at Ticketmaster.com. That's right in the middle of a 10-game homestand for your Washington Wild Things. At the end of August, it'll be in between 2 3-game series. So come out for a nice concert with Chris Young at Consol Energy Park in Washington, Pennsylvania. Ricky Rodriguez stepping in to lead things off here in the 5th inning. Rodriguez so far 0 for 2 has flown out and popped out to this point. Joined us on the pregame show, one of your 4 Washington Wild Things All-Stars on the season. Medic has his sign. He's setting the pitch, and that one's low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, so Medic falls behind Ricky Rodriguez. 3 balls and a strike to start this 5th inning. Medic so far only 1 walk in his first 4 innings of work, despite giving up the 4 runs. So most of the runs scored by the Wild Things on hits. Medic looking in, has his sign. He's set. Here's the 3-1. And Rodriguez takes this one for a strike on the inside corner. Count goes full at 3-2. Chris Grayson, the on-deck batter for your Washington Wild Things. Grayson signed this afternoon. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out the pitch. And Rodriguez down the left field line. It's hooking, and it'll go to the Wild Things bullpen. Foul. That one landing foul over there. Rodriguez hit that ball very hard, but unfortunately for him, it would land foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. There was action in the Wild Things bullpen in the bottom of the 4th. Don't know if they're going to let Foss go back out there for another inning of work as he struggled in that 4th inning. Here's the 3-2, and it's inside ball 4. A leadoff walk to Ricky Rodriguez to start things, and the Wild Things have the leadoff man on here in the 4th. The 3rd time today in 5 innings that they've had that leadoff man reach base, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Chris Grayson. Grayson 1 for 2 in his first game with the Wild Things. RBI double in the first. He also scored a run and grounded out in inning number 3. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Runner on first is Ricky Rodriguez with Chris Grayson at the plate. Grayson from the Sioux City Sioux City Canaries were at 229 with 2 homers and 9 RBIs. Medic has his sign, checks first, and the pitch. And Grayson takes this one for a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Grayson stands in there today at 6 foot, 215 pounds from Monroe, Los Angeles. Bats left and throws left. Medic has his sign. He's set. Here's the 0-1. And Grayson takes up and in. The count goes even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. The left-handed hitting Chris Grayson. Ricky Rodriguez started this inning off with a walk. He's at first base. Medic looks in, has his sign, and the 1-1. And Grayson takes this one high as well, so the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Chris Grayson, as we said, coming from the Sioux City Canaries, signed today as Nick Ferdinand has retired from the Washington Wild Things. Medic has his sign from Fletcher. He's set. Checks second, the pitch. And Grayson fouls this one back to the screen. It'll go into the stands, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2, nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Grayson looking to get on base here with nobody out. And Ricky Rodriguez standing over there at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Medic looking in, has his sign. He's set, checks first in the 2-2. And this ball lined back to the screen as well, so Grayson staying alive, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2, nobody out. Chris Grayson at the plate for your Wild Things. Rodriguez the runner at first. Medic looking in. Has his sign, he's set. And the 2-2 pitch. Grayson takes outside, and the count goes full 3-2. Second full count of the inning here for Spencer Medic. And on deck is the right fielder, Dave Popkins. Medic set. And the 3-2 pitch. And swinging a foul ball off the mask of the home plate umpire. As Grayson stays alive once again. Battle here between Spencer Medic and Chris Grayson. Talking to Grayson before the game, very excited to be with the Washington Wild Things and looking to help this team in any way that he can. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, and the left-handed batter Chris Grayson at the plate. Ricky Rodriguez at first. He walked to lead off the inning. Medic had a 1-2-3 inning back in inning number 4, his first 1-2-3 inning of the day, and now the leadoff man reaching here in the 5th. Medic looking in. Has his sign. He's set. Checks first, and the 3-2 pitch. Throw over to first, and Ricky Rodriguez gets back over there. Rodriguez has 1 stolen base on the year for the Washington Wild Things. Medic looks in to Fletcher. Has his sign. He's set. And the 3-2 pitch. And Grayson takes low for a ball, so 2 straight walks to start the inning. Has runners at first and second for your Wild Things with nobody out. And that'll bring in the right fielder, Dave Popkins. Popkins 1 for 1, a 2-run shot in the first inning. Walked in the 3rd inning. Now up with 2 men on here and nobody out. As coming to the mound is Joliet's manager, Jeff Esom. Esom, a former coach for your Washington Wild Things. Managed the Wild Things in the 2001 and 2002 seasons, and has managed 7.5 seasons total in the Frontier League, a combined record of .373 and .305. In total, he has 14 years of managing and coaching experience, including 5 years in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. He played his college ball at Purdue University and was drafted to Major League Baseball, actually drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 18th round, never made it to the major leagues. The meeting on the mound is over, and Dave Popkins now stepping in with first and second and...
Go to pucks.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership School. Lead, don't follow.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your get better because the fries get a perfectly grilled cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to in the bottom of the 6th inning. With currently nobody out, and the Joliet Slammers have the bases loaded after 3 straight hits off of starter Trevor Foss. Have loaded the bases for the Slammers with nobody out, and that caused Greg Langben to come out of the dugout and make a pitching change. Now on Andrew Wick. Wick 1-0, 2 saves on the year, a 5.00 ERA, appearing in game number 17 on the season. Has thrown in 18 innings of work, giving up 13 runs, 10 earned on 17 hits, 8 walks, and 16 strikeouts for the Wild Things right-hander. So Foss only goes 5 innings in this one, giving up a season-high 12 hits on the day, including 5 straight hits to start the 4th inning that led to 4 runs. Gave up 2 hits last inning. Gave up 3 hits to start this inning in the 6th. And really, it's all bad luck singles, as they all been ground balls that have found holes, that have fallen in front of outfielders. And it's just been trouble for Trevor Foss. Can't catch a break tonight here in Joliet. A lot similar to his last start here in Joliet, where he gave up 5 runs in 6 1/3 innings of work, and it really cost him with his wildness. The same thing happened here today. So Andrew Wick on the mound. Bases are full of Joliet Slammers here, as Casey Fletcher at third, Phil Bates at second, and Charlie White at first, and Alfredo Rodriguez coming to the plate. Book not closed yet on Trevor Foss, as Andrew Wick is going to have to be a magician to keep him at giving up just 5 runs in this contest. That brings Alfredo Rodriguez to the plate. Rodriguez 0 for 3 to this point. Grounded out in the first, struck out in the third, and flew out in inning number 4. Time call behind home plate as Wick was getting set for his first pitch. Now Wick looking in to Kyle Pollock. Long look in. Now Wick has his sign. He's set. Checks third. Here's the pitch. And Rodriguez hits a fly ball to right field. Dave Popkins going back. He's camped under it. He makes the catch. Tagging from third is Fletcher. He will score. Throw to third from Popkins. And it's not in time, as it was a little off the mark. Almost doubled up. Phil Bates moving over there to third. A strong throw from Popkins, but it is unable to get Bates at third. There is 1 out on the sac fly, as Casey Fletcher, as he is up. He has driven in a run today, an RBI double in his first at-bat with the Wild Things. He's 1 for 2 with that RBI double. Also a ground out and a walk. I'd like to remind you, Game 2 of this 3-game series, a morning game, can be heard tomorrow morning at 11:05. 8th of the count on Kyle Paul, baseman. Here batting against Tyler Levine. Levine has his sign. He's set in the 1-0. That one's inside as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler Levine not very effective out of the Joliet bullpen this evening, as he's walked 3 men in the inning. As we're in the 7th. 2-0. And Fox takes this one for a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count on the second baseman for your Washington Things. Top of the 7th, 7-7 the score, as Levine set in the 2-1. And this ball fouled away. Count goes even at 2-2. That one a laser shot into that Joliet dugout. Watch out over there, as the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2, 2 men out, top of the 7th, 3 runs in on the Logan Uxta 3-run home run. Levine looks in, has his sign, he's set. And the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss by Fox, and that will end the inning. But 3 runs come in the inning for the Wild Things on just 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on base. After 6.5 the score, your Washington Wild Things 7 and the Joliet Slammers 7. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
Slammers fans, let's hear it for the Big Frog of Naperville T-shirt toss.
We're back here from Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois, where right now in the bottom of the 7th, the score is your Washington Wild Things 7 and the Joliet Slammers 7. The Wild Things tying this game in the top of the 7th inning. A 3-run home run from Logan Uxa has tied this game at 7. Last inning for the Joliet Slammers, they would add 2 runs in the inning as Casey Fletcher, Phil Bates, and Charlie White all singled to start the inning. Then Andrew Wick came in to relieve Trevor Foss. Wick still pitching in this one. Give up a sac fly to Alfredo Rodriguez, a sac fly to Carter Bell, and a ground out to Mark Flores to end the inning. Do up this inning against Wick, Joe Staley, Rock Shoulders, and Jake Gronsky. Final line on your Wild Things starter, Trevor Foss. Foss would go 5 innings, giving up 7 runs, all earned on 12 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts for the Wild Things right-hander. Luckily, his offense bailing him out tonight, as they've tied the game and have got him off the hook for the loss. Wick pitching in his second full inning of work here in the bottom of the 7th. Do have to face him, Staley, Shoulders, and Gronsky as he goes through his warm-up tosses. And hey, fans, every Thursday night game during the 2016 season is Thirsty Thursday at Consol Energy Park, and it's all being brought to you by Frankie Eyes Bar and Grill, located by the Meadows Casino on Route 19. Join them to enjoy food and drink specials after the game, and don't forget Thursday's features, Buck Beverages, both beer and soda, for just $1. Andrew Wick finished with his warm-up tosses, and making his way to the plate is the designated hitter, Joe Staley. Staley so far is 1 for 3, singled and scored a run in the 4th, also into a double play in the 2nd, and hit into a fielder's choice and would score a run in inning number 5. 7-7 the score here at Silver Cross Field. A 3-run homer by Logan Uxa has tied this game for your Wild Things. Now Andrew Wick will look to keep it tied. Wick has his sign. He's set. Here's the pitch. And Staley takes this one outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. This has not been your day if you're a pitcher on the mound for either team. As Wick a little wild here to start. Trevor Foss wild all night. Tyler Levine and Spencer Medic each had wild nights. And that one's called a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wick looking for a quick inning. We haven't had many of those quick innings tonight. Two 1-2-3 innings all night, 1 for each team. Wick's 1-1, and that one's high for a ball. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count, nobody out. Joe Staley, the DH at the plate. 7-7 the score between your Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Wick set, and the 2-1. And that one's low for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 the count here on Joe Staley, the designated hitter for these Joliet Slammers. As Wick in danger of walking the leadoff man here in the 7th. Wick has his sign. He's set. And the 3-1. And this ball lined down the right field line. It'll go foul, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Rock Shoulders, the on-deck hitter for the Joliet Slammers. Shoulders so far today, 2 for 2. As Staley hitting that one hard foul as he gets the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wick has his sign. He's set. And the 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Wick strikes him out. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of inning number 7. That'll bring up the right fielder, Rock Shoulders. Shoulders 2 for 2 in this one. Singled, tripled, and walked has scored 2 runs and has driven in 2 runs himself. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 7-7 the score between your Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Rock shoulders at the plate, activated off the suspended list a week ago. Wick has his sign. Here's the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. With Andrew Wick, he can strike people out. 16 strikeouts in those 16 and a third innings worked out, or 18 innings worked out of the bullpen. As that one's low for a ball, 1 strike, averaging almost a strikeout an inning. Not quite a strikeout an inning, as he is 2 strikeouts under his innings worked. Wick has his sign. Here's the 1-1. And Shoulders takes this one low. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count. 1 man out here in the bottom of the 7th as Wick struck out the leadoff man, striking out Joe Staley after working the count full. Andrew Wick looks in, has his sign, he's set, and the 2-1 pitch. And this ball popped up. On the infield, Ricky Rodriguez over by third, camps under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Jake Gronsky. Gronsky 2 for 3, singled in the 2nd, singled and scored a run in the
Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students.
As he's at first base, gets the job done. As he gets the Wild Things take the 8-7 lead. Osnowitz set. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss by Popkins. Count goes to no balls and a strike. 2 outs, top of the 8th, and the Wild Things lead 8-7 over the Joliet Slammers as they've taken the lead here in the 8th. Fought back from being down 7-4. They now lead 8-7. As the home plate umpire fixing his knee guard. Now he's okay. And we are back and ready for baseball. Osnowitz, the right-handed pitcher, facing Popkins, the switch hitter, batting from the left-hand side. Osnowitz has his sign and the 0-1. Taking off for second and getting in there is Grayson. Grayson, his first stolen base for the Washington Wild Things, as the throw just late, and Grayson gets into scoring position. So runner at second now with 2 outs. Sorry about that. Couldn't get Grayson's name out. As he's in there at second, his first Wild Thing stolen base. And Dave Popkins at the plate. Popkins 1 for 2 at that big 2-run home run in the first inning. They would give the Wild Things a 3-0 lead. Osnowitz looking in. Has his sign. He's set. And the 1-1 pitch. And that one's a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count here on Dave Popkins. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Wild Things lead 8-7 over the Joliet Slammers. Osnowitz looks to Casey Fletcher behind the plate. Osnowitz has his sign. He's set. Checks Grayson in the pitch. Outside balls and 2 strikes as the count is even up. Popkins not going to chase that one as that one was in the middle of the right-handed batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 men out. Here is Osnowitz facing off against Dave Popkins. Osnowitz has his sign. He's set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. After a check to second, here it comes. And Popkins fouls this one away, stays alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count, 2 men out, top of the 8th, a run in as the Wild Things lead 8-7. Uxa swing and a miss, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on Logan Uxa. Perfect timing on that last firework as it boomed right when the ball hit the glove of Casey Fletcher. Osnowitz set, here's the 0-1. And Uxa takes this one for a strike as well. No balls and 2 strikes, 92 miles an hour from Osnowitz. Coming in there to Uxa. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Osnowitz looking in. Has his sign, and the 0-2 on the way. And that one's chopped right in front of the mound. Casey Fletcher tries to field it, and he can't get it. So it'll be an infield single for Logan Uxa. Fletcher tried to go down with the bare hand, could not grab the ball, and it gives Uxa a base hit as he's on here with 1 man out in the top of the 9th, and that brings up Kyle Pollock. Pollock on the day is currently 1 for 4. Doubled and scored a run in the second, hit into a fielder's choice in the third, flew out in the fifth, and popped out in inning number 7. Pollock at the plate, runner at first, one man out, Logan Uxa over there. After Uxa collected his third hit of the night, he's 3 for 4 today against Joliet. Osnowitz has his sign, he's set, here's the pitch. And Pollock takes this one low for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count, one man out, top of the ninth. Wild Things lead 8-7 over the Joliet Slammers. Osnowitz looking in. Checks first, sign, and the 1-0 pitch. And Pollock pops this one up on the infield. Carter Bell a couple steps in, and Bell will make the catch. That's out number 2. 2 away here in the top of the ninth, and that brings up the second baseman, Justin Fox. Fox 0 for 4, grounded out in the second, grounded out in the fourth, struck out in the sixth, and struck out in inning number 7. 2 outs, top of the ninth. Fox at the plate. Logan Uxa at first after he hit his infield single to start this inning. Zach Groats ready out there in the Wild Things bullpen. It's coming in for the ninth, looking for his 8th save of the season. Osnowitz has his sign. Here's the pitch to Fox. And this ball hit the right field. Going out is Carter Bell, and he'll make the catch, and that is out number 3. No runs in the inning on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. And going to the bottom of the ninth, the score, your Washington Wild Things 8 and the Joliet Slammers 7. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the bottom of the ninth, and your Wild Things lead this one 8-7. Now on to pitch for your Washington Wild Things, the closer, Zach Groats. Groats enters this one with a record of 0-2, 7 saves on the year, a 1.63 ERA. Appearing in his 19th game, has thrown 22 innings of work, giving up 4 runs, all earned on 15 hits, 27 strikeouts, and 8 walks for the Wild Things closer. A couple of rough outings his last 2 times out. Looking to rebound tonight. Groats, one of the 4 Wild Things named to the All-Star team. It's Zach Groats, Trevor Foss, Ricky Rodriguez, and Dave Popkins that will be representing your Washington Wild Things in Florence, Kentucky for the 2016 Y'all-Star game, as they are calling it here in the Frontier League. Due up here in the ninth to face Zach Groats will be 2, 3, and 4. Alfredo Rodriguez, Carter Bell, and Mark Flores. So no easy task here for Groats, but he'll look to get it done. Alfredo Rodriguez making his way to the plate. Rodriguez so far 0 for 3, grounded out in the first, struck out in the third, and flew out in inning number 4. Also hit a sac fly RBI in the 6th inning. Coming up here in the 9th, facing Zach Groats. Groats leads the team 7 saves, leads the team with a 1.63 ERA, has 27 strikeouts, which is good for 3rd on this Wild Things team behind Trevor Foss, today's starter, and Chase Cunningham. Alfredo Rodriguez stepping in to face Groats. Groats has his sign, the pitch, and it's inside for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count on Alfredo Rodriguez. Zach Groats looking for save number 8 on the season. Groats has his sign, the 1-0. And this one grounded towards 3rd, but it'll go foul. Count goes even to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zach Groats, usually a quick worker out of the bullpen, as he is the closer for this team. 7 saves. Has his sign, the 1-1. And this ball grounded to first. Logan Uxa handles it on the hop. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that's in time for out number 1. One away here in the bottom of the 9th, and that brings up Carter Bell, the second baseman. Bell so far 1 for 3, popped out in the first, struck out in the third, singled in the 5th, and hit a sac fly RBI in the 6th. One man out, bottom of the 9th. Wild Things lead 8-7, looking for their 24th win of the season. And on the road, they're actually a way better team than at home. They're 12-9 on the road as compared to 11-12 at home at Consol Energy Park. Looking to extend on that good road record are the Wild Things. Groats set. Here's the pitch. And that one's high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count on Carter Bell. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Groats set. Here's the 1-0. And that one's low as well as he falls behind 2-0 here to Carter Bell with 1 out, bottom of the 9th. 1 out, a 1-run lead for your Wild Things. 8 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. Here's the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error for the Joliet Slammers. 8-7 the score. Groats set. Here's the 2-1. This ball fouled away. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 man out here in the bottom of the 9th. Zach Groats facing former Washington Wild Thing Carter Bell. Groats looking in. Has his sign. Here's the 2-2. And checks his swing. Did he go around? No. And the count goes full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Mark Flores, the on-deck hitter. For Groats, 8 walks in his 18 appearances. This one hit the right field. Dave Popkins coming in, and he will make the running catch, and that is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th, and that brings to the plate first baseman Mark Flores. Flores so far on the day is 2 for 4, single in the 2nd, singled and scored a run in the 4th, flew out in inning number 5, and grounded out in the 6th inning. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Wild Things looking for win number 24 on the season. The Joliet Stars down to their last chance as the Wild Things lead 8-7. And the toughest hitter in this lineup for Joliet, Mark Flores, the starter at first for the Frontier League East in the All-Star game. Groats set. Here's the pitch. And this one grounded towards short. Handled by Wolbrock, and he bobbles it. So it'll be Flores on base here. We'll see if they give Wolbrock an error or not. Wolbrock had to range quite a bit to get to that ball. And we'll see. There's no official on it yet. Still 12 hits for the Slammers and 1 error for the Wild Things. As Flores reaches base with 2 outs, and that'll bring up the DH, Joe Staley. Staley so far 1 for 4, hit into a double play in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 4th, hit into a fielder's choice and scored in the 5th, and popped out in inning number 7. Still no official score on that last play as Mark Flores is on base. Now they do. They give Wolbrock an error. So an E6 allows Mark Flores to reach. Groats has his sign, the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. No balls and a strike here on Joe Staley. 0-1 the count. Zach Groats looking for save number 8 on the season. Groats looking in. Checks first. Has his sign. He's set. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to short. Wolbrock on to first. And you can put it in the books. Your Wild Things win. Final score, Wild Things 8. Joliet 7. The Wild Things prove to 24-21. The win goes to Andrew Wick. He goes to 2-0. The loss going to Tyler Levine as Levine falls to 2-2 on the season. The Zach Groats, his 8th. Keep it tuned right here to the MSA Sports Network. Coming up next, the Washington Wild Things postgame show on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute, that keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise. We insure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Final score, your Wild Things win this one 8-7. An offensive juggernaut of a game. The win to Andrew Wick, the loss Tyler Levine, and the save goes to Zach Groats. Groats' 8th save of the season. Scoring recap here. Lots to go over in this scoring recap, as the Wild Things would take the lead early on in the first inning. Andrew Heck started things off with a single. Then Ricky Rodriguez flew out, and Chris Grayson, his first Wild Things RBI, as he had an RBI double that would score Andrew Heck and make the score 1-0 Wild Things. One batter later, Dave Popkins stepped in and hit a 2-run home run, his 6th home run of the season, that scored Grayson and gave the Wild Things a 3-0 lead. Wild Things would be back on the board in the top of the second as Kyle Pollock started things off with a double, then Justin Fox grounded out, and Austin Wobrock came through with an RBI single that gave the Wild Things a 4-0 out, and Ricky Rodriguez